autophagy without suffering prolonged hunger, then you need to understanding what actually triggers autophagy in the first place. Today, in this video, I will give you complete method to unlock autophagy without the hunger. Let's get started. Imagine your cells as microscopic cities, each one bustling with activity, generating energy, building structures, and constantly dealing with waste. Now imagine that inside every one of those cities, a highly intelligent recycling system exists that can break down damaged parts, repurpose raw materials, and even eliminate dysfunctional components before they cause harm. That system is called autophagy, a term first introduced by the Belgian biochemist Christian de Duve, who later received the Nobel Prize for his work on cellular organelles. Decades after its discovery, the Japanese cell biologist Yoshinori Ohsumi won the Nobel Prize in Medicine for uncovering the genetic mechanisms that control this extraordinary process. And what makes this even more fascinating is that your body activates this powerful repair system when food is scarce. But here is the paradox. Modern life has made food abundant, constant, and hyper-accessible, while our biology still expects cycles of scarcity and abundance. That mismatch may quietly reduce one of the most important longevity mechanisms your body naturally possesses. So today, we are going to explore a compelling question. How can you unlock many of the benefits of autophagy without suffering through intense hunger? To answer that, we must first understand what autophagy truly does at the cellular level. Inside your cells are structures called mitochondria, the energy power plants that convert nutrients into ATP, the currency of biological energy. Over time, mitochondria become damaged by oxidative stress, metabolic byproducts, and environmental toxins. When damaged mitochondria accumulate, they leak reactive oxygen species, which in turn damage proteins, DNA, and membranes. Autophagy steps in like a precision demolition and recycling crew, isolating the defective components inside a membrane structure called the autophagosome, and delivering them to lysosomes for breakdown and reuse. This is not merely cleanup, it is rejuvenation. By removing malfunctioning parts, autophagy restores cellular efficiency, improves metabolic flexibility, and may even reduce the risk of age-related diseases. In fact, autophagy has been linked to neurodegenerative conditions such as Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease, both of which involve the buildup of misfolded proteins. And intriguingly, increased autophagy is observed in some of the longest living organisms studied in longevity research. So why does hunger activate this process so strongly? Because autophagy is tightly regulated by nutrient-sensing pathways that evolved to respond to scarcity. When glucose is abundant, insulin rises, and a molecular pathway called mTOR becomes highly active. mTOR, the mechanistic target of rapamycin, functions like a cellular growth switch, telling the body to build, divide, and store. But when nutrients are low, insulin drops, AMP becomes activated, and mTOR is suppressed, which sends a completely different message: repair, conserve, recycle. This biological switch explains why fasting is such a powerful trigger for autophagy. However, prolonged fasting is not practical or comfortable for many people, and in some cases it may not even be ideal. The good news is that fasting is not the only way to manipulate these molecular switches. The deeper strategy is to influence insulin, AMP, and mTOR without necessarily enduring severe hunger. One powerful lever is exercise. When you perform high-intensity interval training, your muscles rapidly deplete glycogen, which increases AMP activation. That activation mimics part of the cellular energy crisis that fasting would create. Studies show that endurance exercise increases autophagy markers in skeletal muscle, essentially forcing cells to upgrade their internal machinery. Even more interesting, fasted exercise appears to amplify this effect because insulin levels are already low before the workout begins. Another strategy involves carbohydrate control. When carbohydrate intake drops significantly, insulin remains lower throughout the day, and the body transitions into ketosis. In ketosis, the liver produces ketone bodies that can fuel the brain and muscles while reducing reliance on glucose. This metabolic shift resembles the fasted state in important ways, particularly in how it influences nutrient sensing pathways. Although a ketogenic diet does not replicate a multi-day fast, it can nudge the body toward a more autophagy-friendly environment. Time-restricted eating is another compelling approach. Instead of eating from morning until late at night, you compress your food intake into a 10 or 8-hour window. That simple change can create a daily 14 to 16-hour fasting period without dramatically increasing hunger. During the latter part of that fasting window, glycogen stores fall and insulin remains low, gently encouraging autophagy activation. What makes this strategy sustainable is that it works with your circadian biology rather than against it. Sleep, surprisingly, plays a crucial role as well. During deep sleep, growth hormone increases and insulin sensitivity improves. Poor sleep elevates cortisol and disrupts metabolic regulation, which may blunt autophagy over time. So, paradoxically, someone who fasts but sleeps poorly may undermine some of the very benefits they are trying to achieve. Cold exposure introduces yet another interesting dimension. Short bursts of cold stimulate brown adipose tissue and increase mitochondrial activity. This mild stress can activate AMP and enhance mitochondrial turnover, which overlaps with autophagy pathways. In this way, controlled environmental stress may replicate a small piece of the fasting signal. Certain plant compounds have also drawn scientific interest. Polyphenols found in green tea and coffee appear to influence AMP activity. Curcumin, derived from turmeric, has demonstrated autophagy modulating properties in experimental settings. While these compounds are not magic bullets, they can complement lifestyle interventions by subtly shifting molecular signaling. But perhaps the most important concept to understand is balance. mTOR is not the enemy, it is essential for muscle growth, immune function, and tissue repair. The real issue is chronic overactivation, which can occur when we constantly snack, overconsume protein, and rarely experience metabolic rest. Strategic cycling between growth and repair states may be the true longevity sweet spot. This is why protein timing matters. Leucine, an amino acid abundant in animal protein, strongly activates mTOR. Spacing protein into distinct meals rather than continuous grazing allows mTOR to rise and fall naturally. That oscillation may be more physiologically aligned with human evolutionary patterns. So when you combine moderate carbohydrate control, time-restricted eating, intelligent exercise programming, adequate sleep, occasional cold exposure, and mindful protein distribution, you create an environment that repeatedly nudges the body toward repair mode. None of these strategies alone equals a prolonged fast, but together, they can simulate many of the same signaling pathways in a far more sustainable way. And sustainability matters more than intensity. A 3-day fast performed once per year is far less impactful than daily habits that gently reinforce cellular renewal. Autophagy is not a switch you flip once, it is a rhythm you cultivate. So the real question is not, how do I avoid hunger entirely? The better question is, how do I design my lifestyle so that hunger is minimal but metabolic flexibility is maximized? Because metabolic flexibility, the ability to switch between burning glucose and fat, is deeply intertwined with autophagy. And metabolic flexibility is trainable. When your body can comfortably transition between fuel sources, short fasting windows feel easier. When short fasting windows feel easier, you sustain them consistently. And when you sustain them consistently, the cellular repair systems that evolved over millions of years begin to operate closer to their intended rhythm. Ultimately, the goal is not to starve yourself into longevity. The goal is to create intelligent cycles of stress and recovery that tell your cells when to grow and when to clean house. Autophagy is not about deprivation, it is about precision timing. And once you understand the signals that control it, you gain the ability to influence one of the most powerful maintenance systems built into human biology. If you found this exploration compelling, imagine what happens when you apply these principles deliberately, week after week, month after month. Cellular repair compounds. Mitochondria become more efficient. Inflammatory signals decrease. Metabolic resilience improves. And slowly, almost invisibly, the internal age of your cells begin to improve. If you found value in this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe for more such videos. Hi, do you know one food can fail your kidneys? If you are still eating this food today, your kidneys may already be under high stress, and you don't even know it. By the time most of the people start noticing something is wrong, but by that time up to 90% of kidney function can already be gone. So, what is that food? This is not alcohol or drugs. It is not something extreme toxic. It is salt. Yes, it is salt that we eat daily, but not the salt you sprinkle on your food. It's the hidden sodium inside everyday processed meals. The bread, the sauces, the packaged snacks, the instant noodles, the fast food, even some foods labeled healthy. Well, our kidneys filter around 180 liters of blood every single day. They remove toxins, balance fluids, regulate electrolytes, and help control our blood pressure. Kidneys work constantly and silently, day and night. And that silence is what makes kidney damage so dangerous. According to the World Health Organization, chronic kidney disease is rising globally, and it is becoming one of the fast-growing health problems worldwide. Most people diagnosed with kidney disease say the same thing that I felt fine, but here's what's happening inside the body. When you consume too much sodium, your body holds on to water to maintain balance. More sodium in your bloodstream means more water retention. More water means higher blood volume. And higher blood volume means higher blood pressure. High blood pressure is one of the leading causes of kidney damage. Inside each kidney are about 1 million tiny filtering units. These microscopic filters are delicate. When blood pressure stays elevated for years, those filters are exposed to constant mechanical stress. It's like running high-pressure water through a fragile mesh system every day without relief. Over time, the filters begin to scar. They thicken. They lose efficiency. And once scar tissue forms in the kidneys, it does not regenerate. This doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, meal after meal, year after year. Most people say, "I don't even eat that much salt." But the problem isn't usually the salt shaker on your table. Around 70 to 80% of sodium intake in modern diets comes from processed and restaurant foods. A single fast food meal can contain more sodium than your body needs for an entire day. Instant soups, processed meats, packaged sauces, frozen dinners, snack foods, they often contain large amounts of sodium for flavor and preservation. And sodium hides under many names: monosodium glutamate, sodium nitrate, sodium benzoate, sodium bicarbonate. Different names, but same burden on your kidneys. Now imagine this pattern repeating for years. Not one salty meal, not one bad day, but daily exposure. And you will constantly have slightly elevated blood pressure, constant microscopic strain, gradual scarring. That is how chronic kidney disease develops. Here's the frightening part. You will not feel anything while this is happening. Kidneys can lose most of their filtering capacity before obvious symptoms appear. There's often no sharp pain, no dramatic warning, just slow decline occurring inside your kidneys. When symptoms do show up, they may be subtle, like swelling in the feet or around the eyes, foamy urine, frequent urination at night, persistent fatigue, brain fog, high blood pressure that now becomes difficult to control. Many people dismiss signs as aging, stress, or poor sleep, but they can be signals that the kidneys are struggling. If kidney damage progresses far enough, the consequences become severe. Waste products begin building up in the blood. Fluid accumulates. Electrolytes become unstable. Energy levels drop dramatically. At advanced stages, treatment options narrow to dialysis or kidney transplant. Dialysis typically requires sitting in a clinic multiple times per week for hours at a time while a machine filters the blood. It is life-saving, but it is not a cure. It changes daily life permanently. And for many patients, the path toward that outcome began with years of dietary habits that seemed normal. Excess sodium becomes even more dangerous if you already have high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, or a family history of kidney disease. In these cases, the kidneys are already under strain. High sodium intake accelerates the damage. Now, what makes salt consumption concerning? Salt is not inherently bad. Your body needs sodium to function. Nerves rely on it. Muscles depend on it. Fluid balance requires it. The issue is chronic excessive use. And the solution is not extreme dieting. You just need to have awareness and an action plan. I have break down this action plan in 5 small and easy steps. You have to follow all steps and make them part of your daily habit. Number 1. Start by reading labels. Look at sodium content per serving and pay attention to how many servings are actually in the package. Avoid the foods that are exceeding your daily sodium limit. If you are an adult, you need 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day, and further, you can Google daily sodium intake limit for your age. Number 2. Choose whole, minimally processed foods more often. Cook at home when possible. Compare brands. Sodium levels can vary dramatically between similar products, so always choose brands offering safe level of sodium. Number 3. Monitor your blood pressure regularly and control it within safe limit. If your blood pressure is exceeding above 120 to 130 readings every time you check, then start controlling it natural way. Like doing 20 to 30 minutes walk and drinking beet juice can help. If your problem is consistent, consult your doctor. Use medicine to keep it under control. Remember, high blood pressure is the actual killer of your kidneys. Number 4. Use water properly. Stay adequately hydrated throughout the day. You not need too much water and not too little. Use water as per your body requirements. Number 5. Consider routine blood and urine tests to assess kidney function. Well, your kidneys already detox your body. They don't need special cleanses or expensive supplements. They just need to reduce long-term stress. The most dangerous health threats are rarely dramatic. They are familiar, repetitive, and considered normal in our daily eating habits. Excess hidden sodium is one of them. Kidney failure doesn't usually begin with a crisis. It begins with small daily decisions that compound over time. Your kidneys are working for you every second of every day. Make sure your daily habits are working for them, not against them. Thanks for watching. Share this video to spread awareness. For more such videos, please subscribe to my channel.
Have you ever thought about how many chemicals you interact with before breakfast? You wake up, you make coffee, you scramble eggs, you pack leftovers, and without realizing it, you may have already been exposed to plastics, synthetic coatings, microparticles, artificial fragrances, and residues all before 9 a.m. Now here's the important part. This is not about fear. It's about awareness. Because the kitchen, the place where we prepare food to feed ourselves, is also one of the biggest daily sources of low-level chemical exposure. And the good news is, you don't need to renovate your entire home. You don't need to throw everything out. You don't need to live off-grid in the forest. You just need a few smart swaps. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 simple, realistic, non-toxic kitchen upgrades that can dramatically reduce your daily chemical load naturally. And stick around until the end, because I'll tell you which one swap makes the biggest impact if you're starting from scratch. Let's get into it. Before we talk about swaps, before we talk about pens, plastics, or water filters, we need to answer a deeper question. What are these chemicals actually doing in our bodies? Because this isn't about trends. It isn't about aesthetics. And it definitely isn't about paranoia. It's about understanding how modern life quietly changed our biological environment. How did these chemicals enter our lives? Most of the chemicals we're talking about today didn't exist in meaningful amounts 100 years ago. After World War II, synthetic chemistry exploded, new materials were invented to make life more convenient, more durable, more affordable, more efficient. Non-stick coatings, plastic containers, water-resistant synthetic fragrances, industrial cleaners, and at first they seemed like miracles. Plastic was revolutionary, non-stick pans saved time, preservatives extended shelf life. But here's the thing, human biology evolves slowly. Industrial chemistry evolves fast. And over time, we started noticing something. These compounds don't just stay in products. They enter our air, our water, our soil, our food, and eventually our bloodstream. What happens when they enter the body? Now let's break this down clearly. Many of these compounds, like FAS, BEPA, phthalates, and certain synthetic fragrance chemicals, are known as endocrine disruptors. That means they can interfere with your hormone system. Hormones are your body's chemical messengers. They regulate metabolism, reproduction, mood, thyroid function, growth, sleep, immune response. Even tiny disruptions can ripple outward. Some of these chemicals mimic estrogen, some block testosterone, some interfere with thyroid signaling, others accumulate in the bloodstream for years. That's why FAS are called forever chemicals. The body doesn't easily break them down. What have these chemicals been linked to? Let's stay grounded in evidence. Long-term exposure to certain industrial chemicals has been associated with increased risk of hormonal imbalances, fertility challenges, thyroid dysfunction, metabolic disorders, immune suppression, developmental delays in children. Certain cancers now pause. Association does not mean instant cause. It means repeated exposure over time may increase risk, and that's the key word here, cumulative. It's not about one plastic container, it's about daily, low-dose exposure over decades. Why small daily exposure matters. Your body is incredibly intelligent. You have detoxification systems, liver, kidneys, lymphatic system, gut. They work constantly. But modern exposure levels are historically unprecedented. Studies have detected dozens, sometimes hundreds, of synthetic compounds in human blood samples, even in newborns. Let that sink in. Babies are now born with measurable levels of industrial chemicals in their cord blood, not because parents did something wrong, but because these substances became embedded in modern infrastructure. Where do most exposures happen? There are 3 primary daily exposure points. 1. Food contact materials. 2. Drinking water. 3. Household products, and the kitchen intersects with all 3. You heat food, you store food, you drink water, you wash dishes, you cook at high temperatures. Heat, friction, and fat, all common in kitchens, can accelerate chemical migration from materials into food. That's why the kitchen is such a powerful leverage point. What have we learned so far? Over the past 2 decades, regulatory agencies worldwide have begun restricting certain chemicals. For example, BPA has been removed from many baby bottles, some FAS compounds have been phased out, certain phthalates are restricted in children's products. Why? Because evidence accumulated. But here's the important part. Often, chemicals are regulated after widespread exposure, not before, which means personal awareness matters, not fear. Awareness. Why avoiding them is important, without becoming obsessive. You cannot eliminate all exposure. That's unrealistic. But research consistently shows when exposure decreases, body burden decreases, hormone markers improve, inflammation markers improve, metabolic markers improve. The body responds positively when we remove unnecessary stressors. Think of it like lowering background noise. You may not notice the noise while it's there, but once it's gone, everything feels clearer. The goal is reduction, not perfection. This isn't about living in a bubble, it's about removing the exposures that are easy to change, cost little or nothing, provide long-term benefit. And the kitchen, it's one of the easiest places to start, because small daily habits compound. Every meal, every reheated leftover, every glass of water, tiny inputs, repeated thousands of times, that's either a slow accumulation or a slow detox. And that's why today's swaps matter. Now that we understand what these chemicals are doing and how they entered modern life, let's talk about how to reduce them simply and realistically. Number 1. Swap non-stick pans. Let's start with something almost everyone owns: non-stick cookware. Non-stick pans became popular because they're convenient. Nothing sticks, easy cleanup, less oil. But here's what most people don't realize. Many traditional non-stick coatings have been made using chemicals known as FAS, often called forever chemicals. Why forever? Because they don't break down easily, not in the environment and not in the human body. When pans get scratched, when they overheat, when they age, those coatings can degrade. Now, this is not about panic. If you own one, it doesn't mean you're in danger, but if you're slowly upgrading your kitchen, this is a powerful place to start. Better alternatives: stainless steel, cast iron, carbon steel, high-quality ceramic. Cast iron, for example, is nearly indestructible. It can last generations, and it actually adds small amounts of iron to your food. Stainless steel is incredibly stable and safe at high temperatures. Yes, there's a learning curve. Food can stick at first, but once you learn proper heating and oiling techniques, you'll never go back. And here's the bonus. These options don't just reduce chemical exposure, they last decades. Number 2, replace plastic food storage. Now let's talk about something that touches your food for hours. Plastic storage containers. Especially when you store hot leftovers, you microwave them, you put them in the dishwasher. Heat plus plastic call increased chemical migration. You've probably heard of BPA. Many brands now advertise BPA free. But here's the catch. BPA free doesn't mean chemical free. Often, BPA is replaced with similar compounds. And we're still learning about their long-term effects. So what's the easy solution? Glass. Glass containers with silicone seals, stainless steel lids, or even simple mason jars. Glass doesn't leach, it doesn't absorb odors, it doesn't stain, and it lasts forever if you don't drop it. If you do one thing this month, stop microwaving food in plastic. That change alone reduces one of the most common daily exposures. Number 3, ditch plastic wrap. Plastic wrap seems harmless. It's thin, it's light, it's everywhere. But when it sits directly on food, especially warm or fatty food, chemicals can transfer. Fat is particularly good at absorbing chemical compounds. So what can you use instead? Beeswax wraps, silicone stretch lids, parchment paper, or simply putting a plate over a bowl. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best ones. And beeswax wraps? They're reusable, they're breathable, they're compostable, plus they just look better in your fridge. Small change, big long-term difference. Number 4, Upgrade your cutting board. This one surprises people. Plastic cutting boards. Every time you chop, you're creating tiny grooves. And over time, those grooves shed microplastics. Where do those microplastics go? Into your food. Wood cutting boards like maple or walnut are naturally antimicrobial when properly maintained. Bamboo is another popular option. And no, wood isn't less sanitary if you clean it properly. In fact, some studies show bacteria die faster in wood fibers than on plastic surfaces. A solid wood cutting board lasts longer, doesn't shed microplastics, looks beautiful, ages gracefully. It's one of those upgrades that feels good every time you cook. Number 5. Filter your tap water. Water is the most consumed substance in your kitchen. We drink it, cook with it, boil pasta in it, make coffee with it. Depending on your location, tap water can contain chlorine, heavy metals, agricultural runoff, FAS, pharmaceutical traces. Not everywhere, but enough places to make filtration worth considering. You don't need a $2,000 system. Start simple. Activated carbon pitcher, faucet-mounted filter, under sink carbon filter. Look for NSF certifications. Filtered water can improve taste, reduce odor, lower contaminant exposure. And since you use water every single day, this swap compounds over time. Number 6, switch to cleaner dish soap. Now let's talk about what touches your dishes before your food does. Conventional dish soaps can contain synthetic fragrances, artificial dyes, preservatives, harsh surfactants. Fragrance alone can contain dozens of undisclosed compounds. And while dish soap rinses off, residue can remain. Your skin also absorbs what you wash with daily. Look for fragrance-free formulas, transparent ingredient lists, plant-based surfactants. Sometimes the simplest ingredient list is the best one. Avoid heavily scented antibacterial formulas unless medically necessary. Remember, hot water and proper scrubbing already do most of the work. Number 7, stop heating food with plastic utensils. Think about this. Plastic spatula in a hot pan, plastic ladle in boiling soup, plastic spoon resting on the edge of a pot. Heat accelerates chemical migration. Even high-heat plastics degrade over time. Swap them out for wooden utensils, stainless steel, food-grade silicone rated for high heat. Wooden utensils are inexpensive. They don't scratch pans, they don't leach chemicals, they last years. This is one of the cheapest upgrades with immediate benefit. Bonus habits. A few extra small habits that make a big difference. Open windows when cooking, especially with gas stoves. Skip aerosol cooking sprays. Use oil in a glass bottle. Wash produce thoroughly. Avoid heavily scratched cookware. You don't need to be perfect, just consistent. The most important swap. If you're overwhelmed and can only do one thing, start with stop heating food in plastic. That single change reduces one of the highest daily exposure risks. Here's the truth. You cannot eliminate every chemical from modern life, but you can reduce unnecessary exposure. In the kitchen, that's one of the most powerful places to start. Not because of fear, but because of control. You cook there, you nourish yourself there, you gather there. Small upgrades. Long-term impact. Health without obsession. If this video helped you, consider sharing it with someone who cares about living a little cleaner without going crazy about it.
Every day, you turn on your faucet, fill a glass, and take a sip. It's the essence of life. Simple, refreshing, essential. But what if that sip is silently destroying your health? Welcome to a deep dive into the world of your drinking water. Over the next few minutes, we'll uncover the latest science, myths, and equip you with actionable insights. I've spent months research from 2024 to 2026 to answer one burning question. Is our tap water healing or harming us? We'll explore contaminants that could harm you, surprising benefits that heal, and how bottled water stacks up. Let's start at the source. Tap water doesn't just appear. It's a product of nature and engineering. In the US, about 90% of public water comes from surface sources like lakes or groundwater aquifers. It's treated at plants to remove bacteria and impurities using processes like filtration, UV light, or ozone. But the truth is, despite rigorous standards from the Environmental Protection Agency, challenges persist. A recent study revealed that utilities serving 67 million Americans are at high risk from climate events like droughts and floods, potentially compromising water quality. And globally, the UN Water Report warns that 2.1 billion people still lack safely managed drinking water, with severe health impacts like cholera outbreaks. Think about it. Your tap water is regulated more strictly than bottled water in many cases. The Environmental Protection Agency sets maximum contaminant levels for over 90 substances, tested regularly but still threats emerging. Recent research paints a concerning picture of contaminants in tap water. Let's break it down. First, lead. This heavy metal leaches from old pipes, especially in aging infrastructure. A 2025 Natural Resources Defense Council map shows 112 million Americans get water from systems detecting lead above 5 ppb. Even low levels can cause developmental delays in kids and hypertension in adults. In 2025, lead was found in some drinking water kiosks due to corroding brass plumbing. Second, arsenic and other heavy metals. Environmental Working Group's 2026 Tap Water Database update reveals over 320 toxins in U.S. systems, including arsenic in 8% of samples above recommended levels. Arsenic from natural deposits or pollution links to cancer and skin lesions. Third, PFA, polyfluoroalkyl substances. These are the forever chemicals from industrial runoff. EPA data from 2025 shows 165 million Americans exposed to these chemicals via tap water. A 2025 U.S. study ties PFA to rare cancers, estimating 6,800 annual cases. These chemicals disrupt hormones, weaken immunity, and linger in your body forever. Fourth, microplastics. A recent study found bottled water has 3 times more nanoplastics than treated tap water, but tap water isn't still safe from microplastic containment. Microplastics link to inflammation, reproductive issues, and even heart attacks. Fifth, chlorine byproducts. These byproducts formed during disinfection process by using chlorine. These harmful byproducts are linked to bladder cancer. Now let's talk about tap water health benefits that make it preferable over bottled water. Minerals like calcium and magnesium in tap water support bone health and heart function. Fluoride found in tap water prevent cavities. It reduces decay by 25% per CDC data. A 2025 study found kids exposed to optimal fluoride scored higher in math and reading. Overall, tap water promotes equity. It's accessible and prevents diseases, saving billions in healthcare. On the other hand, bottled water is convenient, but not better than tap water. A 2026 Science Daily study found bottled drinkers ingest 90,000 more microplastics yearly. Environmental Working Group's 2024 brief estimates 45% of U.S. tap has PFA, but bottled water is worse in PFA containment. And tap water is regulated by EPA, bottled water by FDA. As food with less transparency. Bottled water exposes you to more plastics, and environmentally, bottled water uses billions of plastic bottles costing $16 billion yearly. Tap water wins for health, wallet, and planet unless you test your tap water properly. There are some recommendations you can follow to consume tap water safely. Number 1. Use home kits for lead and bacteria testing. Number 2. osmosis filters that could cut PFAS by 99%. Number 3. Boil it to kill harmful bacteria. Number 4. Check your utilities consumer confidence report annually. So, is your tap water healing or harming? It depends if you use it with care, test it, filter it, and boil it before use. Remember, safe water is your right, not a luxury. Share this video and let this awareness reach more people. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to stay updated.
Have you ever felt like stress has become your default setting? You wake up already tense, small things set you off, and even when you're exhausted, you can't fully switch off. That constant on feeling isn't just frustrating, it's your body stuck in a stress loop. Over time, that loop quietly affects your sleep, your mood, your immunity, your hormones, your memory, even your motivation. The good news? Nature has a very old class of plants and mushrooms that were used for centuries by warriors, monks, and healers to help the body handle pressure better. They're called adaptogens. Today, I'll walk you through 5 of the most evidence-supported natural adaptogens that can genuinely help regulate your stress response and build long-term resilience. I'll explain what each one is best for, how it tends to feel, and who it's most suited for. Let's begin. First, and probably the most researched adaptogen today, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is often the first recommendation for people dealing with chronic stress, anxiety, racing thoughts at night, or poor sleep. It's especially known for helping lower cortisol, your primary stress hormone. When people take it consistently for about 6 to 8 weeks, many report feeling less physically wired, less on edge, like the internal volume of anxiety has been turned down. Sleep often becomes deeper and more restorative, especially if stress has been waking you up during the night. There's usually a gentle improvement in daytime focus and steady energy, but without stimulation or jitters. Ashwagandha is typically taken as a capsule, powder, or liquid extract. It works best when taken consistently, either in the evening or split between morning and evening. If you only try one adaptogen this year, this is often the place to start. Next is Rhodiola rosea, sometimes called golden root or Arctic root. Rhodiola is especially helpful for burnout, mental fatigue, and that wired but tired feeling where you're exhausted, but your brain refuses to slow down. It's known for improving clarity and concentration under pressure, reducing emotional fatigue, and helping people recover more quickly after intense periods of work or study. Many people feel a subtle lift within 30 to 60 minutes, a calm alertness that feels clean and steady without the crash of caffeine. Because it's mildly energizing, rhodiola is usually best taken in the morning or early afternoon. If your stress pattern feels like mental overload combined with exhaustion, rhodiola can be a powerful ally. Now let's move into the mushroom world with reishi. Reishi has been used in traditional Chinese medicine for centuries and is sometimes called the mushroom of immortality. Unlike rhodiola or ashwagandha, reishi works slowly and cumulatively. It doesn't usually create an immediate shift. Instead, over several weeks, people often describe a background sense of calm that gradually builds. They feel less reactive to small daily stressors. Sleep becomes deeper. Recovery from illness or travel stress improves. People who feel overstimulated or whose stress shows up in the immune system, frequent colds, inflammation, or autoimmune tendencies. It's gentle and can be taken at almost any time of day. Think of reishi as steady nervous system nourishment. Next is holy basil, also known as tulsi. Tulsi is one of the most gentle and food-like adaptogens. Many people simply drink it as tea. It's especially supportive when stress shows up emotionally, irritability, mood swings, feeling overwhelmed, or craving sugar and carbs when anxious. Tulsi has a beautifully balancing effect on mood and can help stabilize blood sugar, which reduces energy crashes and emotional eating patterns. 1 or 2 cups of tulsi tea daily is often enough to notice subtle shifts within a few weeks. It's mild, safe for most people, and rarely overstimulating. If your stress feels emotional and reactive, tulsi can feel incredibly soothing. And finally, Panax ginseng, sometimes called Asian or Korean ginseng. This one is more energizing. It's best when stress shows up as physical exhaustion, low motivation, weakened immunity, or feeling heavy and sluggish despite getting enough sleep. Panax ginseng supports stamina, resilience, mental sharpness, and recovery during demanding periods. Because it's more stimulating than the others, it's usually taken in the morning. Some people cycle it, taking short breaks to maintain effectiveness. If your stress pattern feels more like depletion than anxiety, Panax ginseng may be the right match. So, how do adaptogens actually work? They don't block stress. They help regulate what's called the HPPA axis, your brain adrenal communication system that controls your stress hormones. Adaptogens help you release stress hormones more appropriately and, most importantly, return to baseline faster once stress has passed. You still respond when needed, but you don't stay stuck in fight or flight mode. If you're just getting started, here's a simple approach. Choose one adaptogen that matches your main stress pattern. Take it consistently for at least 4 to 8 weeks. Follow the dosage on the product. Support it with the basics: good sleep, morning sunlight, slow breathing, and regular movement. And if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, taking medication, or managing a medical condition, always speak with your healthcare provider first. Your nervous system is constantly working to protect you. Sometimes it just needs a little support. Which adaptogen are you most curious about trying? Let me know. And if this helped you understand adaptogens more clearly, consider subscribing for more science backed ways to feel calmer, stronger, and more resilient. Take care of your nervous system. It's doing its best for you. See you in the next video. What really happens to your body when you eat one egg a day? Everyone says eggs are nature's perfect food. But does eating just one egg a day actually change your body? Muscle? Brain? Heart? Eyes? Let's look at what science says. No hype, just facts. Hit like if you're Team Egg and subscribe for more real nutrition breakdowns. Let's crack into it. One large egg gives you nearly 6 grams of complete high quality protein with all essential amino acids and only 70 to 75 calories. It includes healthy, which is super important for brain and liver. It plenty of vitamins A, D, B12, riboflavin, antioxidants lutein and zeaxanthin. That's a lot of nutrition packed into one little egg. Here's what tends to happen when you make one egg a day a habit. Better muscle maintenance and repair. The high quality protein in egg helps preserve muscle, especially useful as age. Steadier energy and less hunger. Protein plus fat combo keeps blood sugar stable, which results in fewer mid morning crashes. Brain and mood support. Choline found in egg is fuel for acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter tied to memory and focus. Some studies even link regular egg intake to lower risk of cognitive decline. Eye protection. Lutein and zeaxanthin build up in your retinas, which may lower risk of age-related macular degeneration. Heart health. For most healthy people, major reviews show no increased cardiovascular risk from 1 egg per day, and some large studies even suggest a modest lower risk of stroke in certain groups. Your liver actually adjusts dietary cholesterol from eggs. So egg doesn't spike blood cholesterol the way people used to think for most of us. But it's not zero risk for everyone. If you already have high LDL, diabetes, or heart disease, talk to your doctor. Some studies show small increases in certain risks in these groups. Pair your egg with veggies or fruit for the best outcome. How final outcome? Week 1 to 2, steadier energy, feeling full longer. Month, improvements in skin and hair quality, better workout recovery. 6+ months, cumulative benefits for eye and brain nutrients building up. Plus consistent high quality protein supporting body composition. So, one egg a day? For most healthy adults, it is small but real upgrades to protein intake, brain nutrients, eye health, and likely neutral to positive heart impact. Not a miracle food, but definitely one of the best budget superfoods. If this helped, smash like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more nutrition videos. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Feeding Your Pancreas, the best foods to stay healthy. I'm your host, and today we are talking about how the foods you eat can help one very important part of your body, the pancreas. In the next 10 minutes, we will learn about foods that help keep your pancreas strong and healthy. This is helpful if you have pancreas problems, want to avoid them, or just want to feel better overall. What is the pancreas? The pancreas is a small organ behind your stomach. It has two big jobs. It helps break down food so your body can use it. It helps control your blood sugar with hormones like insulin. If the pancreas gets swollen or tired, it can cause pain, stomach problems, or even lead to diabetes. The good news is that eating the right foods can really help. Healthy foods can lower swelling, protect the pancreas, and help it work better. What we'll learn today. We will talk about 13 healthy foods like leafy greens, broccoli and cauliflower, berries, red grapes, sweet potatoes, oats and quinoa beans and lentils, nuts, olive oil, fatty fish, turmeric and ginger, garlic, yogurt or kefir. I'll explain why each food is good for your pancreas and give easy ways to eat them. Always talk to a doctor before changing your diet, especially if you are sick. Let's get started. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard. Leafy greens are some of the best foods for your pancreas. They are full of vitamins that help protect your cells from damage. They have lots of fiber, which helps your stomach digest food easily. These greens are low in fat, so they do not stress the pancreas. They also help lower swelling inside the body. You can eat them raw in salads or cooked lightly for better digestion. Broccoli and cauliflower. Broccoli and cauliflower help clean the body and protect organs. They contain special plant chemicals that fight swelling. These vegetables help keep pancreas cells strong and healthy. They also have fiber that supports gentle digestion. Cooking them makes them easier on the stomach. Steaming or roasting is better than frying. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, cherries. Berries are small fruits with big health benefits. They are full of antioxidants that protect the pancreas. They help lower swelling and protect cells from damage. Berries are high in fiber, which helps digestion. They are lower in sugar than many other fruits. Eating berries can help keep blood sugar steady. Red grapes. Red grapes help protect the pancreas from damage. Their skins contain a powerful antioxidant called resveratrol. This helps keep cells healthy and strong. Red grapes also have fiber that helps digestion. They may help control blood sugar levels. Eating whole grapes is better than drinking grape juice. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are easy for the body to digest. They are rich in vitamins that help repair cells. Their fiber helps food move smoothly through the stomach. Sweet potatoes help prevent fast blood sugar spikes. They are gentle on the pancreas. Baking or steaming them is the healthiest choice. Whole oats and quinoa give slow, steady energy to the body. They help keep blood sugar levels balanced. These whole grains are full of fiber for digestion. Quinoa also has plant protein that helps build the body. They are easy to digest and filling. They make great breakfasts or meal bases. Lentils and beans. Lentils and beans are healthy plant proteins. They are low in fat and high in fiber. They help control blood sugar levels. These foods help reduce swelling in the body. They also help you feel full longer. Eating small portions at first helps avoid stomach upset. Walnuts and almonds. Walnuts and almonds contain healthy fats. These fats help lower swelling in the body. They also protect cells from damage. Nuts give energy and important vitamins. Only a small amount is needed each day. Choose plain nuts without added salt. Olive oil. Olive oil is a healthy fat for the pancreas. It helps lower inflammation in the body. It is easier to digest than butter or fried oils. Olive oil helps the body absorb vitamins. Using small amounts is best. It tastes great on vegetables and salads. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines. Fatty fish help fight swelling inside the body. They are rich in omega 3 healthy fats. These fats help protect the pancreas. Fish also provides protein for strong muscles. It is easier to digest than many meats. Eating fish a few times a week is helpful. Turmeric and ginger. Turmeric and ginger help calm swelling. They protect the body's organs, including the pancreas. Ginger can help reduce stomach pain and nausea. Turmeric supports healthy digestion. Both spices are natural and powerful. They can be used in food or tea. Garlic helps fight germs and sickness. It contains natural compounds that protect cells. Garlic helps lower swelling in the body. It supports the immune system. Fresh garlic works better than garlic powder. Adding garlic also improves food flavor. Yogurt or kefir, probiotics. Yogurt and kefir help good bacteria grow in the gut. A healthy gut helps the pancreas work better. These foods help digestion and reduce swelling. They also help the body absorb nutrients. Plain, low fat options are best. They make great snacks or breakfasts, putting it all together. Eating these foods can really help your pancreas. Remember to eat low fat foods, drink plenty of water, eat smaller meals, avoid fried food and alcohol. A healthy plate could look like this: salmon, quinoa, broccoli, and yogurt with berries. You don't have to be perfect. Just try your best. Thank you for joining me today. Like this video and subscribe to our channel for more such useful videos. Feed good to your pancreas and feel great every day. Hi. If you wake up many times at night needing to pee, have a weak pee stream, or feel like your bladder is never empty, you are not alone. Many men deal with this as they get older. These are common signs of BCH, which means the prostate gets bigger but is not cancer. For a long time, the only choices were medicine with side effects or surgery. But new studies show that simple natural things like eating certain nuts can help your prostate. Nuts can lower swelling, help urine flow better, and ease these annoying problems. They are not magic cures, but science shows they can help many men feel better. Today, I'll share 5 powerful nuts that science says are good for your prostate. Stay until the end to see my top pick, the one I think every man should eat every day. Before we start, tap like if you want to take care of your health naturally. Comment your age or main problem below, and subscribe for more easy health tips each week. Prostate basics. The prostate is a small gland, about the size of a walnut. It sits under your bladder and wraps around the tube where pee comes out. It helps make semen. As men get older, the prostate often gets bigger. When that happens, it can squeeze the pee tube, like stepping on a garden hose. This causes more bathroom trips, weak flow, dribbling, and poor sleep. The good news is that food matters. Nuts have healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals that lower swelling, help hormones, and improve blood flow. All of these help keep the prostate healthy. Let's count down. Number 5. Pistachios. Pistachios have antioxidants that protect cells and help blood flow. Better blood flow helps the prostate get more oxygen and nutrients. This can lower pressure and swelling. Pistachios may also help balance hormones. Eating a small handful a day with weight, which is important because extra weight can make prostate problems worse. Number 4. Almonds. Almonds are packed with vitamin E, which helps protect prostate cells. They also have magnesium and healthy fats that support blood flow and hormones. Almonds help your gut stay healthy, which lowers body-wide swelling. Studies show men who eat more nuts often have better prostate health. Number 3. Pecans. Pecans are rich and tasty. They have a special type of vitamin E and plant compounds that support a healthy prostate size and better urine flow. Pecans also help the heart and blood flow, which lowers swelling in the body. They give zinc and magnesium, which help energy and hormone balance. Number 2. Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are famous for selenium. Just one nut can give you enough for the day. Selenium helps protect prostate cells and lowers swelling. It also supports your immune system. Don't eat too many, 1 or 2 per day is enough. Number 1. Walnuts. The winner is walnuts. They have more antioxidants than most nuts and are full of healthy omega-3 fats that fight swelling. Studies show walnuts can help protect prostate cells and support better blood flow. Men who eat walnuts often may have slower prostate problems and better overall health. A small handful each day is perfect. How to eat them? Snack on them, add them to oatmeal, yogurt, salads, or trail mix. Choose raw or lightly roasted nuts without salt. Aim for about 1 small handful total each day. Nuts work best with exercise, water, and lots of vegetables. This is not a cure. Always talk to your doctor if problems continue. But healthy foods, backed by science, can really help. Leave comment below, share where you're watching from, and subscribe for more tips.
Save time creating content and generate a high-quality clone of your voice with 11 Labs. Change the way you record podcasts, voiceovers, and branded content with the #1 AI-powered voice-generating technology. Stop searching for the perfect voice and stop wasting time re-recording take after take. Try 11 Labs for free and start elevating your content today.
Want clearer vision and sharper thinking as you age? These 3 everyday seeds pack science-backed nutrients that support eye health and brain function. No hype, just real benefits from consistent use. Recent research highlights how omega-3s, zinc, magnesium, vitamin E, and antioxidants from seeds help protect the retina, reduce inflammation, combat oxidative stress, and support cognitive performance. Whether you're in your 20s building habits or in your later years maintaining sharpness, incorporating them daily can contribute meaningfully to long-term eye and brain resilience. Let's count them down, starting with number 3. Number 3. Chia seeds. Your plant-based omega-3 ally. Chia seeds are one of the richest sources of ALA, the plant form of omega-3 fatty acids. Your body converts some ALA to active forms like DHA, which is vital for retinal cell structure and brain health. Studies link higher omega-3 intake, including from plant sources, to lower risks of related macular degeneration, better retinal protection against damage, and support for cognitive areas like memory and focus. Chia also offers steady nutrient release thanks to its fiber, plus gut health perks that tie into brain function via the gut-brain connection. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons daily, soak them in water or milk for pudding, blend into smoothies, stir into yogurt or oatmeal, or sprinkle on salads. They gel up nicely and add texture without much flavor change. Number 2. Flax seeds. Inflammation fighter with lignans. Flax seeds deliver ALA omega-3s plus lignans, powerful plant compounds with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. Evidence shows omega-3s from flax help maintain retinal health, and may slow aspects of macular degeneration progression by easing inflammation and oxidative stress. For the brain, recent findings indicate flaxseed oil can boost verbal fluency and executive function in older adults, while lignans help counter chronic inflammation tied to cognitive concerns and eye issues like dry eyes or cataracts. Grind them fresh for best absorption. Whole seeds pass through mostly undigested. 1 tablespoon ground flax daily, mix to smoothies, bake into muffins or bread, add to soups or top cereal and salads. Number 1. Pumpkin seeds, the mineral and antioxidant powerhouse. Pumpkin seeds stand out for magnesium, zinc, iron, and vitamin E. Zinc concentrates in the retina, aiding vitamin A transport, melanin production for UV protection, and night vision, key for reducing AMD risks. Magnesium boosts blood flow to eye tissues, relaxes eye muscles to ease strain, and supports nerve signaling for vision and brain clarity. Vitamin E shields cells from free radical damage linked to cataracts, macular issues, and cognitive decline. Iron ensures oxygen reaches the brain and eyes, fighting fatigue and fog. Recent reviews emphasize these minerals' roles in neuroprotection and immune support. A small handful, about 1 ounce or 2 tablespoons, daily, roast lightly for crunch, snack plain, toss into trail mix, add to salads, or blend into pesto. These 3 seeds together provide complementary support, sustained omega-3s from chia and flax for inflammation control and retinal/brain nourishment, plus pumpkin's minerals and vitamin E for added protection against age-related changes. Meta-analyses and cohort studies associate consistent intake of these nutrients with better eye outcomes like reduced AMD progression and cognitive perks, such as preserved memory and focus. Results build over weeks to months as part of a varied diet, not night. Start simple. Try a daily mix of 1 tablespoon each in overnight oats, a smoothie, or a homemade trail mix. Your eyes and brain deserve this easy upgrade. If this resonates, like the video, drop a comment on which seed you'll try first, and subscribe for more practical, evidence-based tips. Stay nourished, stay sharp, take care. Have you ever looked at those tiny dark pieces in your spice jar and wondered, what if they do more than just make food taste good? I'm talking about cloves. That small, strong smelling spice most of us have in the kitchen might actually help our health more than we think. Today, we're going to talk about what happens when you eat just 1 or 2 cloves every day. What science says, what you might notice, and how to use cloves safely. So why are cloves so helpful? It mostly comes from one special part called eugenol. Eugenol is a natural oil found in cloves. It gives cloves their strong smell and many of their health benefits. Scientists have studied eugenol and they found that it can help protect the body from damage, calm swelling in the body, fight bad germs like bacteria and fungus. Cloves also have good nutrients like manganese, vitamin K, fiber, and other healthy plant parts. Together, these may help support digestion, mouth health, blood sugar balance, and your body's defense against stress and swelling. So, what might you notice if you start using 1 to 2 cloves every day? Let's be honest. You won't wake up after a few days feeling like a totally new person. But many people notice small, good changes over time. Here's what that can look like. Days 1 to 3. You may feel better after meals. Less bloating, less heavy feeling in your stomach. Days 4 to 7. Your breath may feel fresher. Your gums may feel calmer. Your mouth may feel cleaner. After about 1 to 2 weeks, some people feel warmer hands and feet. Energy may feel more steady during the day. Sugar cravings may feel weaker. These changes are usually small at first, but they can slowly build if you keep going. So how can you use cloves every day? Here are 5 easy and helpful ways. Number 1. Simple clove tea. Boil 2 cloves in 1 cup of water for 5 minutes. Drink it warm after meals. This helps with digestion and gas. Number 2. Overnight clove water. Put 1 or 2 cloves in a glass of water overnight. Drink it in the morning before eating. Many people use this for gentle blood sugar support. Number 3. Clove and honey for cough. Crush 1 to 2 cloves and mix with 1 spoon of honey. Take it slowly before bed. This helps calm the throat and cough. Number 4. Clove and ginger morning tea. Boil 2 cloves with a small slice of ginger. Drink it in the morning. This warms the body and supports the immune system. Number 5. The simplest way. Just chew. Slowly chew 1 clove or hold it in your mouth for a few minutes. This helps with fresh breath and mild tooth or gum pain. Choose one method and stay consistent. That's when benefits show up. Now, this part is very important. Cloves are safe in small amounts, but they are strong. Do not eat more than 2 to 3 cloves per day. Too many can upset your stomach. If you take blood thinning medicine, have bleeding problems, or are pregnant or breastfeeding, talk to your doctor first. Cloves can lower blood sugar and thin the blood a little. People taking medicine for diabetes or blood pressure should be careful. And never swallow dry cloves whole, they can be a choking risk. So, is eating 2 cloves a day worth trying? For most people, yes. It's simple. It's low cost. It's natural. You won't get magic results. But you may feel a little lighter, a little stronger, and more in tune with your body. Try it for a couple of weeks and see how you feel. If this helped you, like the video, share it with someone who enjoys natural remedies, and subscribe for more easy health tips. Thanks so much for watching, and here's to small habits that can lead to big changes. I'll see you in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today, I will share the top 5 plant-based foods that are high in protein. These foods have more protein than many animal foods. Most people think meat and eggs are the best protein sources. But plants can also give us strong and healthy protein. We will look at how much protein these foods have per 100 grams. Now, I am going to rank the top 5 plant-based protein foods, from the lowest to the highest protein. All of these foods are vegan and backed by nutrition facts. Let's get started. Number 5. Tofu. Tofu has about 17 grams of protein per 100 grams, especially firm tofu. Tofu is made from soybeans. It takes on the flavor of whatever you cook it with. You can fry it, scramble it, grill it, or add it to smoothies. It has all the protein building blocks your body needs. Some tofu also gives you extra calcium. It is easy to use, low cost, and great for beginners. Number 4. Hemp seeds. Hemp seeds have about 31 grams of protein per 100 grams. They also have healthy fats that are good for your heart. You can sprinkle them on salads, oatmeal, or yogurt. You can also blend them into smoothies or eat them plain. Just a few spoonfuls give you a lot of protein. They also have iron and magnesium. Number 3. Whole soybeans. Whole soybeans have about 36 grams of protein per 100 grams. You can eat them young as edamame or eat fully grown beans in meals. They are full of fiber, healthy fats, and all 9 essential amino acids. You can steam edamame, add them to bowls, or cook them in soups and chili. Soy is safe for most people and very healthy. Number 2. Spirulina. Spirulina is a blue-green algae food. It has about 57 grams of protein per 100 grams. It is one of the highest protein foods in the world. It also has vitamins, iron, and antioxidants. You can add a small amount to smoothies or energy snacks. It has a strong taste, so start with a little. Number 1. Plant protein powders. Soy protein and pea protein powders have 86 to 88 grams of protein per 100 grams. This is the highest protein amount you can get from plants. They are great for shakes, baking, and to meals. Pea protein is gentle on allergies, and soy protein has all essential amino acids. They are perfect for athletes or anyone who needs more protein. So here are the top 5 plant-based protein foods. Tofu, 17 grams. Hemp seeds, 31 grams. Soybeans, 36 grams. Spirulina, 57 grams. Protein powders, 86, 88 grams. You can get all the protein you need from plants. Stay strong and goodbye. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about something very close to everyone's heart. Staying healthy, strong, and full of life, even in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. Age is just a number, but how we take care of ourselves decides how vibrant those years feel. Here are the most powerful, science backed habits to help you age with energy and independence. Let's begin. Number one, keep moving every single day. Health experts recommend adults over 65 get at least 150 minutes of moderate activity per week. That's just 20 to 30 minutes most days. Brisk walking, swimming, cycling, or even dancing in your living room all count. Add muscle strengthening exercises 2 to 3 times a week. Simple things like chair squats, wall push ups, or lifting light weights. And don't forget balance work. Try standing on one leg while holding a chair, or gentle Tai Chi and yoga. Movement builds muscle, strengthens bones, prevents falls, keeps your heart healthy, and lifts your mood dramatically. Movement really is medicine. Start small, stay consistent. Number two, eat smart for strength and vitality. As we age, our body needs nutrient dense food more than ever. Fill half your plate with fruits and vegetables. Aim for 5 or more servings daily. Choose lean proteins like chicken, eggs, beans, lentils, or paneer to preserve muscle. Try for 20 to 30 grams per meal. Pick whole grains like brown rice, oats, or roti over refined ones. Focus on key nutrients, calcium and vitamin D for bones from dairy, fortified foods, and sunlight, fiber for digestion, and healthy fats from nuts, seeds, and olive oil. Drink water regularly. Don't feel thirsty. Dehydration sneaks up on us. Limit sugar, salt, and processed foods. A Mediterranean style plate keeps energy high, heart strong, and chronic diseases at bay. Number three, protect yourself, prevent falls, and stay connected. Falls are one of the biggest threats to independence after 60. Balance and strength training lower that risk hugely. Also, stay socially active. Talk to family daily, join a walking group, social gatherings, or hobby club. Loneliness harms health as much as smoking. Strong relationships protect your mind and heart. Keep your brain engaged too. Read, solve puzzles, learn something new, play cards, or use apps for memory games. A sharp mind plus good social life means better mood and slower cognitive decline. Number four, prioritize rest, hydration, and regular checkups. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Good sleep prepares your body and sharpens your mind. If sleep is hard, create a routine. No screens before bed. Light dinner. Maybe herbal tea. Hydrate throughout the day. Carry a water bottle. And never skip doctor visits. Regular checkups catch issues early: blood pressure, sugar, cholesterol, bone density, eye and ear exams, cancer screenings. Discuss vaccinations like flu, pneumonia, and shingles, medicines, and any new symptoms. Prevention is far easier than treatment. Number five, build small, joyful habits that last. Healthy aging isn't about perfection, it's about daily choices that add up. Find activities you enjoy so they stick. Manage stress with deep breathing, prayer, gratitude, or short walks. Maintain a positive outlook. Celebrate small wins. And ask for help when needed from family, friends, or professionals. You're not alone on this journey. So, remember, move your body, nourish it well, stay connected, prevent problems early, and enjoy life every day. You've earned these golden years. Make them the best ones yet. Which habit will you start this week? Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
Drink enough water daily. Hydration supports digestion, skin health, and energy. Aim for 8 glasses or more based on activity level. Eat more whole foods. Focus on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and nuts. They provide essential nutrients and fewer harmful additives. Get enough sleep. Adults need 7-9 hours of quality sleep. It helps memory, immunity, and emotional balance. Exercise regularly. Aim for at least 30 minutes most days. It improves heart health, strength, and mood. Limit processed foods. Highly processed foods often contain excess sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats. Choose fresh alternatives. Practice portion control. Overeating can lead to weight gain and health issues. Eat slowly and stop when full. Include protein in meals. Protein helps repair tissues and keeps you full longer. Add eggs, beans, or lean meats. Reduce sugar intake. Too much sugar increases risk of diabetes and obesity. Choose natural sweetness from fruits. Avoid smoking. Smoking damages lungs and increases cancer risk. Quitting improves health at any age. Limit alcohol consumption. Excess alcohol harms the liver and brain. Moderation is key for long-term health. Manage stress effectively. Chronic stress affects both body and mind. Try meditation, exercise, or hobbies. Stay socially connected. Healthy relationships improve mental health. Spend time with family and friends. Wash your hands often. Proper hygiene prevents infections. Wash before meals and after public exposure. Maintain a healthy weight. Balanced diet and exercise help prevent many diseases. Avoid crash dieting. Stretch daily. Stretching improves flexibility and reduces injury risk. Do it especially before and after workouts. Protect your skin. Use sunscreen to prevent sun damage. Avoid excessive sun exposure. Eat more fiber. Fiber aids digestion and prevents constipation. Include vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. Limit salt intake. Too much salt raises blood pressure. Choose low sodium options when possible. Stay physically active at work. Avoid sitting for long hours. Take short breaks and move around regularly. Keep your mind active. Read, solve puzzles, or learn new skills. Mental activity supports brain health. Practice good posture. Poor posture causes back and neck pain. Sit and stand with proper alignment. Drink herbal teas. They can aid digestion and relaxation. Choose caffeine-free options for evening use. Eat breakfast daily. A healthy breakfast boosts metabolism and energy. Include protein and fiber. Limit caffeine intake. Too much caffeine can disturb sleep and cause anxiety. Keep it moderate. Cook at home more often. Home-cooked meals are usually healthier. You control ingredients and portion sizes. Get regular health checkups. Early detection prevents complications. Visit a doctor even if you feel fine. Practice deep breathing. It calms the nervous system. Helps reduce stress and improve focus. Stay hydrated during exercise. Drink water before, during, and after workouts. Prevents dehydration and fatigue. Avoid late-night eating. Eating late can disrupt digestion and sleep. Try to finish meals early. Keep your environment clean. A clean space reduces allergens and stress. Regular cleaning supports health. Spend time outdoors. Fresh air and sunlight improve mood, helps with vitamin D production. Eat healthy fats, include nuts, seeds, and olive oil. They support heart and brain health. Avoid skipping meals. Skipping meals can cause overeating later. Maintain regular eating patterns. Practice gratitude. Positive thinking reduces stress. Write down things you're thankful for daily. Limit screen time. Too much screen use strains eyes and affects sleep. Take breaks regularly. Use proper footwear. Good shoes support posture and prevent injuries, especially important during exercise. Chew food slowly. It aids digestion and prevents overeating. Enjoy your meals mindfully. Stay consistent with routines. Consistency improves physical and mental health. Build healthy daily habits. Avoid sugary drinks. Soft drinks contain empty calories. Choose water or fresh juices instead. Keep a healthy sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time. It regulates your body clock. Practice mindfulness. Stay present in the moment. Helps reduce anxiety and improve focus. Eat colorful foods. Different colors provide various nutrients. Aim for a rainbow on your plate. Avoid overeating at night. Heavy meals late can disrupt sleep. Keep dinners light and early. Keep your gut healthy. Eat probiotics like yogurt. A healthy gut supports immunity and digestion. Avoid extreme dieting. It can harm metabolism and health. Focus on balanced nutrition instead. Maintain dental hygiene. Brush and floss daily. Prevents cavities and gum disease. Stay optimistic. Positive mindset improves resilience. Helps handle life's challenges better. Track your health habits. Monitor diet, exercise, and sleep. Helps identify areas for improvement. Stay cool in hot weather. Avoid dehydration and heat stroke. Drink fluids and wear light clothes. Stay warm in cold weather. Dress properly to avoid illness. Keep your immune system strong. Avoid junk food cravings. Keep healthy snacks available. Prevents unhealthy eating habits. Drink water before meals. Helps control appetite. May reduce overeating. Get enough sunlight. Supports vitamin D levels. Important for bones and immunity. Avoid multitasking while eating. Focus on your meal. Helps digestion and prevents overeating. Build muscle strength. Strength training supports metabolism. Improves overall fitness. Keep your heart healthy. Exercise and eat balanced meals. Avoid smoking and excess fat. Limit fried foods. They contain unhealthy fats. Increase risk of heart disease. Stay organized. Reduces stress and improves productivity. Plan your day effectively. Take breaks during work. Rest improves focus and reduces fatigue. Short breaks are beneficial. Stay positive during challenges. Mental strength is key to health. Practice resilience daily. Avoid dehydration signs. Watch for fatigue and dry mouth. Drink fluids regularly. Practice safe food handling. Avoid contamination and food poisoning. Store food properly. Eat smaller, frequent meals. Helps maintain energy levels. Prevents overeating. Reduce red meat intake. Excess may increase health risks. Choose lean proteins instead. Maintain good hygiene. Regular bathing and clean clothes. Prevent infections. Stay informed about health. Learn from reliable sources. Knowledge helps better decisions. Avoid excessive noise. Loud sounds damage hearing. Use protection if needed. Stay active on weekends. Avoid lazy habits. Engage in sports or outdoor activities. Practice relaxation techniques. Yoga or meditation reduces stress, improves mental clarity. Keep emergency contacts ready. Be prepared for health issues. Quick access can save lives. Avoid unhealthy snacking. Choose fruits or nuts. Keeps energy steady. Maintain a healthy routine. Regular habits improve long-term health. Stay disciplined. Keep yourself motivated. Set realistic health goals. Track your progress. Avoid sitting too long. Stand or walk periodically. Improves circulation. Stay clean and groomed. Boosts confidence and hygiene. Important for mental health too. Eat slowly at meals. Helps digestion and satisfaction. Prevents overeating. Stay hydrated in travel. Carry water with you. Prevents fatigue and dehydration. Avoid excessive stress triggers. Identify and manage them. Protect your mental health. Keep your immune system strong. Eat well and sleep enough. Stay active regularly. Avoid comparing yourself. Focus on your own health journey. Everyone is different. Practice self-care regularly. Take time for yourself. Helps mental and emotional balance. Eat fresh, not stale food. Fresh food retains nutrients. Reduces risk of illness. Keep your living space ventilated. Fresh air improves breathing, reduces indoor pollution. Avoid overeating sweets, leads to weight gain and health issues. Moderation is key. Stay calm in difficult situations. Stress harms health. Practice patience and control. Keep learning about nutrition. Better choices lead to better health. Stay updated. Avoid excessive medication use. Only take when necessary. Follow doctor's advice. Stay active even at home. Do simple exercises daily. Keeps body fit. Build healthy habits gradually. Small changes last longer. Avoid sudden drastic shifts. Take care of your mental health. Talk to someone if needed. Emotional health matters. Eat balanced meals. Include carbs, proteins, and fats. Ensures proper nutrition. Avoid skipping hydration. Even mild dehydration affects performance. Drink regularly. Keep your goals realistic. Unrealistic goals cause stress. Progress slowly. Stay disciplined with routines. Consistency brings results. Avoid shortcuts. Avoid unhealthy peer pressure. Make your own health choices. Stay focused. Keep emergency medical supplies. Basic first aid is important. Be prepared at home. Stay active as you age. Exercise maintains mobility. Improves quality of life. Listen to your body. Rest when tired. Seek help when needed. Keep a positive lifestyle. Healthy habits lead to happiness. Balance is key. Make health a priority. Your body is your foundation. Invest in it daily.
Hi, what if I told you that one of the most powerful detox systems in your body is probably struggling right now, and you may not even feel it yet? No pain, no warning signs, just quiet damage building, day after day. Your liver works 24 hours a day, filtering toxins, balancing hormones, storing nutrients, and turning food into energy. Yet most people only think about it after something goes wrong. And here's the shocking part. Some of the most powerful liver-supporting remedies aren't expensive supplements or extreme detox programs. They're simple herbal teas used for centuries. Today we'll explore 4 overlooked herbs that scientists and traditional healers both recognize for their ability to gently support liver recovery. But first, there's something important you need to understand. Because many of the popular detox cleanses you see online may actually be doing more harm than good. Your liver performs over 500 different functions. Yes, 500. Some of the most important include removing toxins from the bloodstream, producing bile to digest fats, regulating blood sugar, storing vitamins and minerals, breaking down medications, processing hormones. In other words, your liver is basically your body's biochemical command center. But modern life puts an enormous burden on it. Every day your liver must process pollution, processed food chemicals, alcohol, medications, pesticides, artificial sweeteners. And the problem is, these exposures are constant, which is why researchers now believe many people have suboptimal liver function without realizing it. Not disease, just overworked metabolism. That's where certain herbs can make a powerful difference. Thousands of years before modern medicine understood liver enzymes, traditional cultures already had herbal liver tonics. Ancient Chinese healers used schizandra berries. European herbalists relied on dandelion root. Middle Eastern medicine used milk thistle. And many digestive tonics contain chicory root. What's fascinating is that modern research is now confirming what traditional healers already knew. These plants contain compounds that may help stimulate bile production, protect liver cells from oxidative stress, support detoxification pathways, reduce inflammation. But here's the key detail most people miss. These herbs work best when taken gently and consistently, not in massive doses, not in harsh cleanses, just as simple daily tea infusions. And the first herb on our list might surprise you, because many people walk past it every day without realizing it's one of the most powerful liver herbs on earth. Herb number 1, dandelion, the weed that heals the liver. When most people see dandelions, they see a weed, bright yellow flower, growing between sidewalk cracks, something gardeners try to remove. But herbalists see something completely different. They see one of the most valuable medicinal plants in nature. For centuries, dandelion has been used to support liver health, digestion, bile production, kidney function. In fact, the plant's scientific name, Taraxacum officinale, literally translates to official remedy. That's how widely respected it was in traditional medicine. Dandelion root contains powerful plant compounds including sesquiterpene lactones, polyphenols, beta-carotene, inulin fiber. These compounds may help stimulate bile flow. Now here is an important question. Why does bile matter? Bile matters because bile is the fluid your liver produces to help digest fats and eliminate toxins. When bile flow slows down, people may experience bloating, sluggish digestion, fatigue after meals. Dandelion gently encourages bile movement. Think of it like turning on a slow-flowing stream inside the liver. In rural European villages hundreds of years ago, springtime meant something important. After a long winter of heavy foods and preserved meats, people believed the body needed a spring cleaning, so villagers would collect fresh dandelion roots and leaves. They brewed them into tea and drank it daily for several weeks. They believed it helped the body wake up after winter. Today we know something fascinating. Spring is when many wild plants produce their highest concentration of detox, supporting phytochemicals. Ancient traditions often understood nature in ways science is only now rediscovering. Now how you can prepare dandelion tea? Dandelion tea is surprisingly simple. Step 1. Take 1 teaspoon dried dandelion root in a cup. Step 2. Add hot water. Step 3. Steep for 10-15 minutes. The flavor of this tea is slightly earthy, bitter and roasted. Many people compare it to a mild coffee alternative. That bitterness is actually important because bitter compounds trigger digestive signals that stimulate liver and bile activity. In other words, your taste buds are sending messages to your liver. But if you think dandelion is impressive, wait until you hear about the next herb, because this berry was once used by Chinese emperors to protect their vitality. And modern researchers now believe it may help protect liver cells from damage. It's called schizandra. It is herb number 2 in my list. It grows deep in the forests of northern China and Russia. A small red berry with an unusual reputation. It's known as the 5-flavor fruit. Why 5? Because it contains all 5 tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, pungent. In traditional Chinese medicine, schizandra was considered a longevity herb. Ancient texts describe warriors and hunters consuming it to improve endurance, mental focus, and recovery. But modern science became interested in schizandra for another reason: its potential liver protective compounds. Schizandra berries contain unique compounds called lignans. These include schizandrin, gomycin, schizantharin. Researchers believe these compounds may help protect liver cells from oxidative stress, support detoxification enzymes, and improve cellular repair mechanisms. Some laboratory studies even suggest schizandra may help the liver regenerate damaged tissue. That's remarkable, because the liver is one of the only organs capable of regenerating itself. Schizandra may support that natural ability. There's an old story from Siberian hunters. When they traveled long distances through freezing forests, they carried dried schizandra berries. They believed the berries allowed them to hunt all day without fatigue. Modern research suggests Schizandra may influence the body's stress response systems. In herbal medicine, plants like this are called adaptogens. Adaptogens help the body maintain balance during stress. And since stress directly impacts liver metabolism, this makes Schizandra particularly interesting. Now I will tell you how to prepare Schizandra tea. Schizandra tea has a unique flavor, slightly sour, slightly sweet. To prepare it, you need 1 teaspoon dried berries and 1 cup hot water. Steep it 15 minutes. Some people lightly crush the berries first to release more flavor. The tea becomes a beautiful deep red color. But here's where things get even more interesting. Because the next herb on our list might be the most famous liver herb in the world. Yet most people use it incorrectly. And that herb is milk thistle. Now, before we move on, there's something important you should know. Not all herbs that support the liver are gentle background players. Some are so powerful that researchers have spent decades studying them in hospitals and laboratories. And one herb in particular has become almost legendary among liver specialists. But strangely, most people who try it never experience its full benefits because they're using it the wrong way. The herb is called milk thistle, and its story goes back more than 2,000 years. It is the ancient protector of the liver. Long before modern medicine had words like detoxification pathways or oxidative stress, herbal healers in ancient Greece were already documenting a plant they believed could protect the liver. That plant was milk thistle. The famous Greek physician Dioscorides, writing in the 1st century, described milk thistle as a remedy for what he called melancholic liver conditions. Centuries later, European herbalists continued to rely on the plant whenever people suffered from digestive distress, fatigue, or symptoms that pointed toward liver weakness. The plant itself is hard to miss. Tall, spiky leaves, purple flower heads, and white veins running through the leaves that look almost like splashes of milk. That's actually where the name milk thistle comes from. But the real magic of this plant lies inside its seeds, because those seeds contain one of the most fascinating natural compounds ever discovered in herbal medicine. A compound called silymarin. Why scientists became fascinated with milk thistle. Silymarin is not just a single molecule. It's a complex group of powerful plant compounds known as flavonolignans. And these compounds appear to do something remarkable. They may help protect liver cells from toxins. Your liver is constantly exposed to harmful substances like alcohol, environmental pollutants, certain medications, processed food chemicals. When these substances enter the body, the liver works to neutralize them. But in the process, liver cells are exposed to oxidative stress. This is where milk thistle becomes interesting. Laboratory studies suggest that silymarin may help stabilize liver cell membranes. Think of your liver cells like tiny factories. Each one has walls that protect its internal machinery. Silymarin appears to help strengthen those walls, which means fewer toxins can penetrate the cells. And that's not all. Some research also suggests milk thistle may stimulate the production of glutathione. Glutathione is often called the body's master antioxidant. It plays a central role in detoxification. In fact, many detox pathways inside the liver depend on glutathione, to neutralize harmful compounds. When glutathione levels drop, detoxification slows down. Milk thistle may help support this critical system. But here's something many people don't realize. Milk thistle is not a quick fix. It works best when used consistently and gently over time. Just like watering a plant, you don't dump a gallon of water on it once and expect it to thrive. You nourish it steadily, day after day. To understand why herbs like milk thistle matter, you have to appreciate something extraordinary about the liver. It's one of the only organs in the human body that can regenerate itself. Even if a significant portion of the liver is damaged, the remaining healthy cells can multiply and restore function. But regeneration requires the right environment, reduced inflammation, adequate nutrients, protection from ongoing damage. That's exactly the type of support herbal tonics were designed to provide. Instead of forcing detoxification, they assist the body's natural recovery systems. And milk thistle has become one of the most studied herbs in that category. But there's another plant that quietly supports liver function in a completely different way. And chances are, you've already tasted it without realizing it. Because this plant is often used as a coffee substitute. It's called chicory root, the forgotten digestive herb. Chicory has been used for centuries across Europe and the Middle East. Its bright blue flowers grow along roadsides and open fields. But the real treasure lies underground. The root. When roasted, chicory root develops a deep, coffee-like scarce, people brewed roasted chicory root as a warm drink. But herbalists valued chicory for something far more important: its ability to support digestion and liver function. And modern science is beginning to explain why. Chicory root and the digestive liver connection. Your liver and digestive system are closely connected. When digestion slows down, the liver has to work harder. Chicory root contains a special type of fiber called inulin. Inulin acts as a prebiotic. That means it feeds beneficial bacteria inside your gut. And healthy gut bacteria play a surprisingly important role in liver health. Here's why. Many toxins in the body actually originate in the digestive system. When gut bacteria become unbalanced, harmful compounds can leak into the bloodstream. From there, the liver must work harder to neutralize them. But when gut bacteria are balanced, fewer toxins reach the liver in the first place. Chicory root helps support that balance. It's like improving the upstream water quality before the river reaches the filtration plant. The liver still does its job, but the workload becomes lighter. The bitter taste that activates digestion. Chicory root also contains natural bitter compounds, and bitterness plays a fascinating role in human biology. When your tongue detects bitter flavors, it sends signals to the digestive system. These signals stimulate bile production, digestive enzyme release, stomach acid secretion. In other words, bitterness helps turn the digestive system on. This is why traditional cultures often consumed bitter herbs before meals, not because they loved the taste, but because they understood how those flavors activated digestion. Chicory root tea carries that same tradition. Now we come to its making. Chicory root tea is simple. Take 1 teaspoon of roasted chicory root. Add it to hot water. Let it steep for about 10 minutes. The result is a dark, aromatic drink with a flavor somewhere between coffee and herbal tea. Some people enjoy it plain, and some add a little cinnamon or honey. But the real value isn't just the flavor. It's the quiet way chicory supports digestion and liver function day after day. Here is another important aspect of using herbal medicines. The most overlooked aspects of herbal medicine is consistency. A single cup of tea won't transform your health overnight, but a daily ritual can reshape your internal chemistry over time. Drinking one of these herbal teas each evening makes your body to slowly receiving compounds that support its natural detox systems. This is how many traditional healing practices worked, not through extreme interventions, but through daily supportive habits. And when these herbs are combined in rotation, dandelion, schizandra, milk thistle, chicory, they create a gentle but powerful rhythm of liver support. But there's still something surprising most people don't know. Because the timing of these teas can actually influence how effective they are, along with the small daily habits that can dramatically reduce the burden on your liver. Because sometimes improving liver health isn't about doing more. It's about removing the silent stresses your liver faces every day. And once you understand those hidden stresses, everything about detox begins to make much more sense. Now, here's something most people never think about. It's when you drink them. Your body doesn't run the same way all day long. Inside you, thousands of biological processes follow a natural rhythm called the circadian cycle. Hormones rise and fall. Digestive activity changes. Energy systems turn on and off. And your liver is one of the organs that follows this rhythm most closely. In fact, liver detoxification happens in distinct phases throughout the day and night, which means the timing of herbal teas can actually make a surprising difference in how supportive they are. Let's start with the time when your digestive system is most active. First, in the morning, your body is shifting from fasting to feeding mode. Your stomach begins producing acid. Digestive enzymes begin activating, and the liver prepares to release bile so it can help process fats from your first meal. This is why traditional medicine systems often used bitter herbs in the morning. Bitterness stimulates digestion. It signals the body that food is coming. And two of the herbs we talked about earlier fit perfectly into this morning window: dandelion and chicory root. Both are naturally bitter, both stimulate bile flow, and both gently activate the digestive system. A warm cup of dandelion or chicory tea in the morning acts almost like a soft wake-up call for your metabolism. Not the sudden jolt of caffeine, but a calm signal to the liver and digestive organs that the day has begun. Many people notice something interesting when they adopt this habit. Their digestion becomes smoother throughout the day, less bloating, less heaviness after meals, because digestion started properly from the very beginning. But the story of liver timing gets even more fascinating when we move into the afternoon. Afternoon, supporting energy without stress. Around mid-afternoon, something subtle happens in the body. Energy levels naturally dip. This is when many people reach for another cup of coffee or a sugary snack. But here's the issue. Excess caffeine and sugar can increase the liver's metabolic workload. The liver must process caffeine. It must stabilize blood sugar spikes. And over time, that cycle can become exhausting. This is where Schisandra tea becomes incredibly useful. Remember the small red berry we talked about earlier? The one used by ancient hunters and warriors for endurance. Schisandra has a unique effect on the body's stress response. Instead of overstimulating the nervous system, it helps the body adapt to stress more smoothly. Herbalists often describe Schisandra as a plant that improves both physical endurance and mental clarity. So instead of reaching for a second or third coffee in the afternoon, some people switch to Schisandra tea. It provides a subtle lift in focus without the crash. And because it supports liver detox pathways, it may actually help the body process accumulated toxins from earlier in the day. This makes the afternoon an ideal window for Schisandra. But the most important detox period for the liver actually happens later. Much later, while you're asleep. Night, when the liver works the hardest. During the night, your body shifts into repair mode. Heart rate slows. Hormones change. Cells begin repairing damage accumulated during the day, and the liver becomes extremely active. In many traditional healing systems, the time between roughly 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. was believed to be the liver's most intense detoxification window. Modern research doesn't frame it exactly the same way, but scientists do agree on one important point. Many liver detox processes are strongly influenced by sleep cycles. When sleep quality drops, detoxification efficiency also declines. That means the evening hours are not the time to overstimulate the body. Heavy meals late at night, alcohol before bed, large amounts of caffeine in the evening. All of these increase the liver's workload right before its major repair period begins. Instead, herbal traditions often used calming, supportive teas in the evening. This is where milk thistle tea can fit beautifully. Milk thistle isn't stimulating. It works quietly in the background. Its compounds support liver cell protection and antioxidant systems. These four herbs create a natural daily rhythm. Morning, dandelion or chicory root to awaken digestion. Afternoon, Schisandra to support energy and stress balance. Evening, milk thistle to assist the liver's protective systems before nighttime repair begins. None of these are extreme interventions. They're small supportive nudges. But when repeated every day, those nudges can add up to meaningful changes in how the body feels. And that leads to an important question. How do you know if your liver is actually struggling in the first place? Because the signs are often subtle. Very subtle. Your body rarely shouts when the liver is under pressure. It whispers. Fatigue that doesn't fully go away. Occasional digestive discomfort. Skin that breaks out more easily. Brain fog that comes and goes. These signals don't always mean disease, but they can indicate that the liver is working harder than it should. And when you begin supporting the liver consistently, many people report gradual shifts. Energy stabilizes. Digestion improves. Sleep deepens. Skin becomes clearer. But before we talk about those improvements, there's something even more important to understand. Because modern life contains several hidden habits that quietly overload the liver every single day. Habits most people never even think about. And once you recognize them, you'll start to see why gentle herbal support can make such a difference. Now that you understand how these herbal teas can support the liver, there's something equally important we need to talk about. Because sometimes the real problem isn't what the liver lacks. It's what the liver is constantly forced to deal with. Modern life has introduced dozens of substances and habits that our ancestors simply didn't encounter every day. And while the liver is incredibly resilient, it still has limits. When it's overloaded continuously, subtle symptoms can begin to appear. Not dramatic symptoms, not sudden illness, just small signals that something inside the body is working overtime. The challenge is that most of these liver stressors are so common that people barely notice them. Let's look at a few of the biggest ones. Hidden stressor number 1, sugar overload. Sugar has become one of the most common ingredients in the modern diet. It hides everywhere. Breakfast cereals, flavored yogurt, energy drinks, condiments, even foods that are marketed as healthy. When we eat sugar, the body breaks it down into glucose and fructose. Glucose can be used by many cells in the body for energy. But fructose is handled almost entirely by the liver. That means every time we consume large amounts of added sugar, the liver has to process it. Occasionally, this isn't a major problem. But when high sugar intake becomes a daily pattern, the liver begins converting excess fructose into fat. Over time, this can lead to fat accumulation within liver cells. Even people who don't drink alcohol can experience this phenomenon. This is why some experts now refer to fatty liver as one of the fastest growing metabolic conditions worldwide. But the key takeaway isn't fear, it's awareness. Small reductions in added sugar can significantly reduce the liver's daily workload. And when the liver isn't constantly dealing with sugar spikes, it can devote more energy to its natural detox and repair functions. Hidden stressor number 2, processed seed oils. Another modern ingredient that places pressure on the liver is highly processed seed oils. These include oils extracted from crops such as soybean, corn, sunflower, and canola. On their own, fats are not the problem. The body actually needs healthy fats for hormones, brain function, and cell membranes. The issue arises when oils are heavily refined and exposed to high heat during industrial processing. This can create unstable fat molecules that are more prone to oxidation. When these oxidized compounds enter the body, the liver must neutralize them. Over time, repeated exposure can increase oxidative stress. Traditional diets used more stable fats: olive oil, animal fats, coconut oil in tropical regions. These fats tend to remain more stable during cooking. Again, the goal isn't perfection, it's gradual improvement. Reducing heavily processed oils and replacing them with more traditional fats can lighten the liver's detox burden. Hidden stressor number 3, alcohol patterns. Alcohol is one of the substances the liver must work hardest to process. When alcohol enters the bloodstream, the liver begins breaking it down immediately. During this process, compounds called acetaldehydes are formed. These compounds are toxic and must be quickly neutralized. Occasional alcohol consumption is something many livers can handle, but frequent or heavy intake places enormous pressure on liver detox pathways. The body essentially shifts into damage control mode. Instead of focusing on routine metabolic functions, the liver prioritizes breaking down alcohol and repairing oxidative stress. This is why people often feel fatigued or mentally foggy after drinking. Their liver has been working overtime. Many people find that simply reducing alcohol frequency, even slightly, can create noticeable improvements in energy and digestion. And when herbal teas are introduced alongside those changes, the body often responds even more positively. Hidden stressor number 4, sleep deprivation. Sleep may be the most underrated factor in liver health. While we sleep, the body performs a variety of repair and maintenance tasks. Hormones reset, cells repair damage, inflammation levels drop. The liver uses this time to perform many detoxification processes more efficiently. But when sleep is shortened or fragmented, those processes are disrupted. Research has shown that poor sleep can influence metabolism, blood sugar regulation, and inflammation, all of which directly affect liver function. Many people underestimate how deeply sleep quality influences their internal chemistry. Even adding just 30 to 60 minutes of consistent sleep per night can make a measurable difference. And pairing better sleep with calming evening rituals like warm herbal tea can help signal to the body that it's time to slow down. Hidden stressor number 5, chronic stress. Modern life keeps many people in a constant state of psychological tension. Deadlines, financial concerns, endless notifications. The body interprets these stresses as threats. And when the brain perceives threat, it releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones prepare the body for action. But when stress becomes constant, the system never fully relaxes. Elevated cortisol can influence blood sugar levels, digestion, and inflammatory pathways, and put additional workload on the liver. Over time, the body's detox systems must work harder simply to maintain balance. This is why stress management is often part of holistic liver support. Not because stress directly damages the liver, but because it alters the entire metabolic environment in which the liver operates. Herbal teas can play a surprisingly helpful role here. The ritual itself encourages a pause, a moment of calm, a signal to the nervous system that the body can shift out of high alert mode. Sometimes the greatest benefit isn't just the herb. It's the habit surrounding it. The good news about liver resilience. If all of this sounds overwhelming, remember something remarkable. The liver is incredibly resilient. Few organs have such a powerful ability to recover when conditions improve, when the daily burden of toxins decreases, when sleep improves, when digestion becomes smoother. The liver often begins restoring balance surprisingly quickly. That's why gentle herbal support can be so valuable. Not because herbs magically fix everything, but because they support the body during the recovery process. They provide compounds that assist detox pathways, antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress, bitters that stimulate digestive function. Together, they help create an environment where the liver can do what it naturally does best: heal, adapt, and restore balance. But now comes the practical question. How do you actually combine these 4 herbal teas into a simple routine that fits into everyday life? Because knowing about herbs is helpful, but turning that knowledge into a daily habit is where real change begins. By now, you've learned something important. Supporting your liver doesn't require extreme detox programs, expensive supplement stacks, or punishing cleanses. Most traditional healing systems approached the liver very differently. They focused on steady daily support, small actions repeated consistently, warm herbal infusions, balanced meals, proper rest. When these elements come together, the liver often responds in a powerful way. So let's turn everything we've discussed into a simple structure you can follow. Not a rigid plan, just a gentle rhythm that many herbalists recommend when introducing liver-supporting teas. Think of it as a 7-day reset for your daily habits. Day 1, awakening digestion. Start the morning with a warm cup of dandelion root tea. Drink it slowly before breakfast. Allow the bitterness to activate your digestive system. Many people notice a subtle effect within minutes. Their stomach feels lighter. Digestion becomes more responsive. Throughout the day, focus on hydration. Drink water regularly and avoid heavy processed foods. In the evening, prepare a cup of milk thistle tea. Sip it slowly and treat it as the beginning of your nighttime wind-down routine. This small ritual signals to the body that the day is ending and repair can begin. Day 2, supporting the gut. Liver connection. On the second morning, switch to chicory root tea. Its roasted flavor makes it a comforting alternative to coffee, and because chicory contains prebiotic fibers, it supports the beneficial bacteria that help reduce the toxin burden on the liver. Throughout the day, notice how your digestion feels after meals. In the afternoon, try a cup of schizandra tea instead of caffeine. Many people experience a gentle lift in mental clarity without the jittery feeling coffee can sometimes create. Again, end the evening with milk thistle. Consistency is where herbs begin to shine. Day 3, lightening the liver's workload. On day 3, continue the morning with dandelion tea. But today, focus on something else as well. Reducing hidden sugar. Take a look at foods and drinks you normally consume. Sugary beverages, sweet snacks, condiments, even small reductions in added sugar can immediately lower the metabolic load on the liver. In the afternoon, return to schizandra tea. Allow it to carry you through the natural midday energy dip. By evening, repeat your milk thistle ritual. At this point, many people begin noticing something subtle. They feel calmer at night. Sleep comes a little easier. Day 4, restoring natural rhythm. On the 4th day, begin again with chicory root tea. If possible, take a few minutes to drink it without distractions. No phone, no rushing, just a quiet moment. This may sound simple, but small pauses like this can help shift the nervous system out of constant stress mode. And when stress hormones drop, the liver's metabolic environment becomes much more balanced. In the afternoon, drink schizandra tea again. Notice the flavor, the mixture of sweet, sour, and bitter. Ancient herbalists believed these 5 flavors helped harmonize the body's internal systems. Whether that philosophy is poetic or scientific, many people find the experience surprisingly energizing. Day 5, reducing environmental stressors. By the 5th day, your tea routine is becoming familiar. Morning bitters, afternoon adaptogens, evening liver support. Today, focus on something else that affects liver health: processed oils. When possible, cook with stable fats like olive oil. Choose whole foods instead of packaged meals. These small adjustments can dramatically reduce oxidative stress inside the body. In the evening, return to your milk thistle tea. Think of it as a quiet ally working behind the scenes. Day 6, the power of sleep. On day 6, continue the routine as usual. Dandelion or chicory in the morning, schizandra in the afternoon, milk thistle in the evening. But tonight, prioritize sleep. Turn off bright screens earlier. Allow your body to wind down naturally, because this is when the liver performs many of its most important repair functions. Deep sleep is one of the most powerful detox tools the body has. No supplement can replace it. Day 7, reflection and awareness. On the final day of the week, pause and reflect. How does your digestion feel? How is your energy compared to a week ago? Has your sleep changed? Many people report subtle improvements after just a few days of consistent herbal support. Not dramatic transformations, but small encouraging shifts. Clearer thinking, less digestive heaviness, more stable energy. These are often the first signals that the body is moving toward balance. And remember, this 7-day routine isn't meant to end here. It's simply a way to introduce habits that can continue long term. Because liver support works best as a lifestyle, not a temporary detox. When people begin supporting their liver through diet, herbs, and lifestyle changes, they often notice gradual improvements. Some of the most commonly reported changes include more stable energy throughout the day, reduced bloating after meals, improved digestion of fats, clearer skin, more restful sleep, better mental clarity. These shifts occur because the liver is closely connected to nearly every metabolic system in the body. When liver function becomes more efficient, the ripple effects can be surprisingly widespread. But it's important to remember that herbal support is not a medical treatment for liver disease. If someone has serious liver conditions, professional medical care is essential. Herbal teas are best viewed as supportive wellness practices, not cures. Important safety considerations. While these herbs are generally considered safe for most healthy adults, there are a few important precautions. People who are pregnant or breastfeeding should consult a healthcare professional before using medicinal herbs. Anyone taking prescription medications should also speak with their doctor, because certain herbs can interact with medications. For example, milk thistle can influence how the liver processes some drugs. Starting with small amounts is always wise. Observe how your body responds. And remember that more is not always better. The goal is gentle support, not aggressive detoxification. One of the biggest misconceptions about detoxification is the idea that the body needs dramatic cleanses. In reality, the body is detoxifying every single day. Your liver filters the blood. Your kidneys remove waste through urine. Your lungs expel carbon dioxide. Your skin releases compounds through sweat. Your digestive system eliminates waste through the intestines. These systems are working continuously. The real goal is not forcing detox, it's supporting the organs that already do the job. And that's where simple herbal rituals can fit beautifully. A cup of bitter tea to stimulate digestion, an adaptogenic berry to support resilience, a protective herb to assist liver cells. These traditions survived for centuries for a reason. They work gently, quietly, and consistently. Your liver is one of the hardest working organs you have. Every minute of every day, it filters, processes, stores, and protects. And most of the time, it does all of this silently, without recognition, without complaint. Supporting it doesn't require extreme measures. Sometimes it begins with something as simple as a warm cup of herbal tea, a small daily ritual, a moment of calm in a busy world. And over time, those small moments can help restore the natural balance your body was designed to maintain. Thanks for watching. Like this video and subscribe to our channel for more such helpful videos.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me in this video. Today I'm going to discuss very important thing. If you do this thing early in the morning, each day, just after waking up, and this will make your whole day calmer and energetic. Well, let's start the video. Most people have no idea that one simple thing you can do within the first few minutes after waking up can change your brain and your gut behavior for the entire day. It is not a supplement, it is not a complicated routine, it is something incredibly simple. It is just a glass of warm water. Because the moment you wake up, your body is coming out of an overnight fast that lasted anywhere between 6 to 8 hours, sometimes even longer. During that time, your brain has been clearing waste products, your gut has been repairing its lining, and your hormones have been resetting for the next day. But when you wake up, your body is slightly dehydrated, and that dehydration does not just affect your thirst, it affects your brain, digestion, and your stress response. Because water is one of the primary signals that your body uses to regulate metabolism, circulation, digestion, and nerve system balance. And when you drink a glass of water shortly after waking up, several important things start happening inside your body. First, your brain begins to rehydrate. Your brain is nearly 75% water, and even mild dehydration can increase level of cortisol, the stress hormone that makes you feel tense and mentally overwhelmed. When the brain senses dehydration, it activates stress pathways because it interprets that dehydration as a potential threat to survival. This is why many people feel irritable or foggy in the morning. But when you drink water shortly after waking up, you help bring cortisol levels into balance, and that allows brain to shift into calmer and more focused state. Instead of operating in survival mode, it begins operating in performance mode. But something else begins happening at the same time. Your digestive system wakes up too. During sleep, digestion slows down significantly. Your stomach produces less acid. Your intestines move more slowly, and your colon enters a sort of overnight maintenance phase. But the moment water enters the stomach in the morning, stretch receptors in the stomach wall send signals through the vagus nerves to the brain. And that signal tells the digestive system it is time to activate. This triggers what scientists call the gastrocolic reflex. The gastrocolic reflex is a natural response where the colon begins to move and contract shortly after something enters the stomach. And this movement helps push stool through the colon more efficiently, which is why drinking water in the morning often stimulates a bowel movement. And when the colon empties properly in the morning, something very important happens. Pressure inside the digestive tract decreases, gas buildup reduces, and gut feels lighter and more comfortable. But the benefits go even deeper because water does not just stimulate movement in the colon, it also hydrates the fiber that is already inside the digestive tract. Fiber acts like a sponge, but A sponge only works when it has water. Without enough hydration, fiber becomes dry and stiff. And when that happens, stool becomes harder and more difficult to pass. But when you drink water in the morning, that fiber absorbs water and expands slightly. This softens stool and allow it to move more smoothly through the colon. And when the colon moves efficiently, the gut microbiome also benefits. Your gut bacteria rely heavily on hydration and fiber fermentation. When fiber is properly hydrated, beneficial bacteria can ferment it more effectively, and that fermentation produces short chain fatty acids like butyrate. Butyrate is incredibly important because it nourishes the cells that line the colon. These colon cells rely heavily on butyrate, and when those cells are well nourished and gut lining becomes stronger and more resilient. A healthy gut lining prevents unwanted toxins, pathogens, and inflammatory molecules from leaking into the bloodstream. And this matters more than most people realize it because the gut lining plays a crucial role in immune balance, in nutrient absorption, and even in communication with the brain. Scientists call this connection the gut brain axis. Your gut and your brain constantly exchanging signals through nerves, hormones, and immune molecules. So when the gut is calm and functioning well, the brain often feel calmer too. But there is another fascinating effect that morning hydration has on the brain. It improves blood circulation. When body is dehydrated, blood becomes slightly thicker. Thicker blood moves more slowly through blood vessels, and slow circulation means less oxygen delivery to the brain. But drinking water helps restore proper blood volume as well, which improves circulation and oxygen flow to brain tissues. Better oxygen delivery means better mental clarity, better concentration, and more stable energy throughout the day. This is one of the reasons many people experience brain fog in the morning. They often assume it because they don't even sleep well. They often assume because they don't sleep well. But in many cases, it is simply because the brain has not been rehydrated yet. But something else begins happening when you drink water in the morning. Your lymphatic system begins to move more efficiently. The lymphatic system is responsible for removing waste products, toxins, and cellular debris from tissues. But unlike the circulatory system, the lymphatic system does not have a pump like the heart. It relies heavily on hydration and movement. When body is dehydrated, lymph fluid becomes thicker and moves more slowly. But when you hydrate in the morning, lymph fluid improves, and that allows waste products to be cleared more efficiently from tissues. This contributes to reduced inflammation throughout the body, including in the brain and in the digestive tract. And lower inflammation is associated with better mood stability, better digestion, and better immune functioning. But the benefits don't stop here. Morning hydration also supports the kidneys. Your kidneys have been filtering waste. Your kidneys have been filtering waste from the blood all the night long. But after hours of fasting and sleep, they need adequate fluid to continue filtering efficiently. Drinking water in the morning helps dilute waste products in the blood, which allows the kidney to remove them more effectively through urine. This helps maintain electrolyte balance and prevent unnecessary strain on kidney function. But one of the most interesting effects of drinking water after waking up has to do with energy regulation. Your body relies on proper hydration for cellular energy production. Inside your cells are tiny structures called mitochondria. Mitochondria are responsible for producing ATP, and ATP is the primary energy molecule your body uses for nearly every biological process. But mitochondrial energy production is highly sensitive to hydration levels. When cells are dehydrated, mitochondrial efficiency decreases, and that leads to fatigue, sluggishness, and decreased mental performance. But when hydration improves, mitochondria function more efficiently, which allows your cells to produce energy more effectively, and that energy supports both physical activity and mental performance throughout the day. And
this is why something as simple as a glass of water in the morning can make such a noticeable difference in how you feel, because you are simultaneously supporting brain hydration, digestive activation, gut microbiome function, circulation, kidney filtration, and cellular energy production, all with one simple habit. But there is another subtle benefit that many people overlook. Drinking water in the morning also encourages mindful awareness of your body, your brain. In the day, with a small intentional action that supports your health, you send a signal to your brain. That signal says, today I am taking care of myself, and that psychological shift can influence many of the choices you make throughout the day. You may be more likely to eat nutritious food, more likely to move your body, more likely to manage your stress more effectively, because small habits often create larger behavioral patterns. And sometimes the smallest rituals have the greatest long-term impact. But here is an important thing. Temperature of water matters. Many people find that warm water is easier for stomach to process in morning. Cold water can sometimes cause mild stomach constrictions in sensitive individuals. Warm water tends to relax the digestive tract slightly, which can enhance the gastrocolic reflex and encourage smoother bowel movement. Some people also choose to add a small squeeze of lemon. Lemon contains vitamin C and plant compounds called polyphenols. These compounds can support antioxidant activity in the digestive tract. But even plain water works perfectly. The most important factor is simply hydration itself and consistency, because health improvements does not come from just one time action. They come from small habits repeated daily. So tomorrow morning, try something simple. Before coffee, before breakfast, before checking your phone, drink a glass of warm water. Then pay attention how your body responds to it. Notice your mental clarity. Notice how your digestion feel now. Notice whether your energy levels feels more stable throughout the day, because sometimes the body does not need complicated interventions. Sometimes it simply needs the basic signals that tells it everything is safe, supported, and functioning properly. And hydration is one of those signals. So try this simple habit tomorrow morning. Your brain may feel clearer, your gut may feel lighter, and your body may stay calmer and more balanced throughout the entire day. Because sometimes the most powerful health strategies are also the simplest one. And I hope this message serves you well. I only wish you good health. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will see you with my next video.
Hello everyone, how are you? So today I bring a new video for you about smartness, weight loss, and staying lean naturally by following just lifestyle. So what is the difference? You know, there are a lot of buzz around since 20 years about weight loss, keto diets, and these all things are now very popular. But if you watch an old video footage about 40 to 50 years old, you will notice something that most of the people seen in those footages are lean. They are not fitness model. Definitely, they are common people walking around doing shopping and their daily life, living their daily life, and they were not tracking their calories. They were not on keto diets because such awareness was not common in that times. So I noticed something. I go back and study the lifestyle of people and what they eat, and I noticed something that I have been for you. So what's changed? The answer is not just food; it is lifestyle, definitely. So here are the 12 powerful old school habits that I noticed in those people, and I bring for you. Let's come to them one by one. First, home cooked dinner were the default. So they were going out, eating burger, drinking coke. All this stuff was there in breakfast or in lunch, but their dinner was at their home. And nowadays, if you notice, most of the people uh, take their dinner from the market, go outside. So in 70s, dinner usually came from the kitchen, not a drive-through. Families cooked meat, vegetable, potatoes, soups, simple meals made from the ingredients. Leftovers were reused, not wasted. When the meal was over, the chicken closed. So, uh, and the second thing, first thing, dinner was at home, no late night pizza order, second pizza or whatever. Due to apps, we order lots of food from the outside home, and that was not common that time. Second thing, portion were smaller. Plates are smaller, soft drinks were smaller, fast food serving were smaller. Our regular soda a decade ago could look like a kid size. That was a new for me as well. Uh, People used to eat less, uh, and that's definitely a key to lose weight. The brain finish what's in front of you. This is the a psychology of our brain. Whatever we have in front of us, we have to finish it. So when we have low servings, definitely we stay on that. And if we fill up our plate, like we have 12-inch plate and we fill it up totally, definitely we have to finish it. And when we finish, we take more food inside our body. Snacking was rare. Third is snacking was rare. There were 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that was it. If you are hungry, you have to wait. Nowadays, we cannot wait. We have snacks and lots of other foods that we eat. Uh, Food was prepared for meals, not for boredom, and that's also a reality. And there is another reality: foods was prepared for meals, not for boredom. And nowadays, when we feel bored, we start eating. That's a very common nowadays. So the natural gaps between the meals help regulate appetite and blood sugar. And the fourth is sugar was a treat, not a staple. Sweet drinks were occasional, not daily. Desserts were special, not automatic. Processed food contain less added sugar than today. That's another reality. Added sugar is everywhere, in every food. If you even buy natural yogurt, there is also some additive sugar. Added sugar is basically killing us. So sweetness was appreciated but not consistently consumed. When sugar is rare, body handle it better. So, and the next is kids played outside for hours. That was another routine of our kids. So after school, they go back to home on cycles. They play baseball, climbing tree, and all that day they were keep busy in while playing. Nowadays, there are screens, scrolling, and social media views with by older, youngers, and even kids. So movement was not scheduled; it was spontaneous. That daily play burned energy without anyone calling it exercise. So that movement, that game of that time of kids were just a play. So without labeling it to exercise. And walking was the part of the life. And the next, fast food was an event. Today we eat fast food daily, and that time a burger outing was a Friday treat. And that time the food source was not the fast food chains. People don't 100% rely on that for breakfast, going to Starbucks, and for next meal they are going to McDonald's, then KFC or any other brands. So this is one of the common reason of being lean. The next is our ingredients came from convenience. So that times our ingredients that we buy were sourced from the direct farmers, like milk, eggs, butter. So nowadays there are lots of processed, ultra processed snacks or packs are available, and cooking is not no more an effort. That's one of the reason. And then life at that time required little effort, not so much effort. They are just walking most of the time. They walk. Now next, eating was structured. Meal happened at table, not in car, not in front of screen, not from a bag while standing. Focus eating leads to natural fullness cues. That's one of the big reason. When we eat properly, so when we are in bus standing or in train going somewhere or in car and eating, our intentions are somewhere else. So that's the one of the reason of overeating, and then leads to obesity. Next one, that time environment was supporting health. So what is this? So here is the lesson. What we have learned so far, it doesn't mean that we go back on that time, but it gives us insight to what we can change today. So here are some points that I have. I'm repeating again one by one. Cook more often. Shrink your plate. Make sugar occasional. Move daily without calling it a workout. Suppose add some walk in your daily routine. Go to bus stop or office or school on foot. Next, let hunger exist between meals. That's very important. No, it means no snacking. You don't need extreme diet. You don't need perfection. You just need a smart environment. Stay smart, stay active, and stay intentional. Follow the wisdom of simpler lifestyle, and your body will follow too. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I hit like if you like this my effort, and subscribe to my channel. I will be again with you in next video and bring you more better content. I hope you like it.
If you want to get the benefits of autophagy without suffering prolonged hunger, then you need to understanding what actually triggers autophagy in the first place. Today, in this video, I will give you complete method to unlock autophagy without the hunger. Let's get started. Imagine your cells as microscopic cities, each one bustling with activity, generating energy, building structures, and constantly dealing with waste. Now imagine that inside every one of those cities, a highly intelligent recycling system exists that can break down damaged parts, repurpose raw materials, and even eliminate dysfunctional components before they cause harm. That system is called autophagy, a term first introduced by the Belgian biochemist Christian de Duve, who later received the Nobel Prize for his work on cellular organelles. Decades after its discovery, the Japanese cell biologist Yoshinori Osumi won the Nobel Prize in Medicine for uncovering the genetic mechanisms that control this extraordinary process. And what makes this even more fascinating is that your body activates this powerful repair system when food is scarce. But here is the paradox. Modern life has made food abundant, constant, and hyper-accessible, while our biology still expects cycles of scarcity and abundance. That mismatch may quietly reduce one of the most important longevity mechanisms your body naturally possesses. So today, we are going to explore a compelling question. How can you unlock many of the benefits of autophagy without suffering through intense hunger? To answer that, we must first understand what autophagy truly does at the cellular level. Inside your cells are structures called mitochondria, the energy power plants that convert nutrients into ATP, the currency of biological energy. Over time, mitochondria become damaged by oxidative stress, metabolic byproducts, and environmental toxins. When damaged mitochondria accumulate, they leak reactive oxygen species, which in turn damage proteins, DNA, and membranes. Autophagy steps in like a precision demolition and recycling crew, isolating the defective components inside a membrane structure called the autophagosome, and delivering them to lysosomes for breakdown and reuse. This is not merely cleanup. it is rejuvenation. By removing malfunctioning parts, autophagy restores cellular efficiency, improves metabolic flexibility, and may even reduce the risk of age-related diseases. In fact, autophagy has been linked to neurodegenerative conditions such as Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease, both of which involve the buildup of misfolded proteins. And intriguingly, increased autophagy is observed in some of the longest living organisms studied in longevity research. So why does hunger activate this process so strongly? Because autophagy is tightly regulated by nutrient-sensing pathways that evolved to respond to scarcity. When glucose is abundant, insulin rises, and a molecular pathway called mTOR becomes highly active. mTOR, the mechanistic target of rapamycin, functions like a cellular growth switch, telling the body to build, divide, and store. But when nutrients are low, insulin drops, AMP becomes activated, and mTOR is suppressed, which sends a completely different message: repair, conserve, recycle. This biological switch explains why fasting is such a powerful trigger for autophagy. However, prolonged fasting is not practical or comfortable for many people, and in some cases it may not even be ideal. The good news is that fasting is not the only way to manipulate these molecular switches. The deeper strategy is to influence insulin, AMP, and mTOR without necessarily enduring severe hunger. One powerful lever is exercise. When you perform high-intensity interval training, your muscles rapidly deplete glycogen, which increases AMP activation. That activation mimics part of the cellular energy crisis that fasting would create. Studies show that endurance exercise increases autophagy markers in skeletal muscle, essentially forcing cells to upgrade their internal machinery. Even more interesting, fasted exercise appears to amplify this effect because insulin levels are already low before the workout begins. Another strategy involves carbohydrate control. When carbohydrate intake drops significantly, insulin remains lower throughout the day, and the body transitions into ketosis. In ketosis, the liver produces ketone bodies that can fuel the brain and muscles while reducing reliance on glucose. This metabolic shift resembles the fasted state in important ways, particularly in how it influences nutrient-sensing pathways. Although a ketogenic diet does not replicate a multi-day fast, it can nudge the body toward a more autophagy-friendly environment. Time-restricted eating is another compelling approach. Instead of eating from morning until late at night, you compress your food intake into a 10 or 8 hour window. That simple change can create a daily 14 to 16 hour fasting period without dramatically increasing hunger. During the latter part of that fasting window, glycogen stores fall and insulin remains low, gently encouraging autophagy activation. What makes this strategy sustainable is that it works with your circadian biology rather than against it. Sleep, surprisingly, plays a crucial role as well. During deep sleep, growth hormone increases and insulin sensitivity improves. Poor sleep elevates cortisol and disrupts metabolic regulation, which may blunt autophagy over time. So, paradoxically, someone who fasts but sleeps poorly may undermine some of the very benefits they are trying to achieve. Cold exposure introduced yet another interesting dimension. Short bursts of cold stimulate brown adipose tissue and increase mitochondrial activity. This mild stress can activate AMP and enhance mitochondrial turnover, which overlaps with autophagy-related pathways. In this way, controlled environmental stress may replicate a small piece of the fasting